Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is a new video about how cutting people out of my life actually made me happier, because it did. It really did. So I would like to mention before we start that I'm someone who cut people very easily, so it was not very much an issue, but I can take you through the process of how I did it and how it made me happier. So as I said, first, I'm someone who cut people out of my life very, very easily. So the moment I feel like the relationship, the friendship, or the connection itself is saturated, that's the moment I do it. I don't really have like a timing. Some people put timing. They're like, oh, maybe in 2 weeks, if he hasn't done this, I'm cutting out of my life. I'm not really someone who does this. I'm more someone who does it in the moment. So the moment when I feel like the relationship is really saturated and it's like an urge of actually needing to get these people out of my life or this one individual, it's very much in the moment. So I'm not gonna think, oh, in 10 weeks, if I still feel like this is not going well, then at that moment, no, I do it in the moment. And usually it's the right moment for me. I usually listen to my body. I usually listen to my mind as well. The moment I started to feel overwhelmed about this individual or annoyed, very annoyed, like their presence of just thinking about this person really annoys me, that's the moment I do it. And the outcome of it is that I feel relief. I feel very happy afterwards, and I never usually regret it because it's right. Like when you know that something is right for you and you do it, it usually, the outcome will usually be positive. I can give you an example. I'm not gonna put any names out there. Obviously, these people are gonna say anonymous. But one time I had a friend and we were really, really good friends. We were basically together all the time. All the time, like high school and everything, and even outside of high school, we were basically together all the time. And I had realized that this friend, well, was a little bit, I wouldn't say jealous, but every time there was a guy around, they would always make fun of me. And, I let it pass for once, twice, thrice. At some point, you're kind of like, is it really necessary? I wasn't really offended. I wasn't specifically hurt by it. I was more annoyed by anything else because I was like, you don't need to do that. Because I wasn't interested in any of the guys she was trying to get. So, at some point, this friend moved out of the country, moved to another country, and I tend to visit. I did visit them for like a few times, and that's the moment they really started to change and really started to be mean towards me, always picking on me in a very mean way, not like teasing or everything, and always just like showing that they didn't like me even though they had invited me. And it felt like they were competing with me. So at that moment, I was hurt. Obviously, they were a friend. But I was also very annoyed. And at some point, I kind of clashed. Like, I genuinely snapped and I told them everything I felt about it. And they pretended not to understand what I was talking about, which made me even more angrier, because what? And that's the moment I started to I said, no, we're not doing this. I'm not continuing this. This relationship is definitely, officially saturated. Bye-bye. This friend started contacting many of my other friends for another 3 years afterwards. Not every day, but once in a while a friend of mine would be like, would you like to respond to them? Because they are in my DMs. And I'll be like, no. The moment a relationship is saturated. And yeah, this person might very much come back, but no. And for me, it was like the best choice for me because I felt really, really good afterwards. Because you have this heaviness that's releasing afterwards. And you feel lighter. You feel like you can actually live your life without this pressure on your back and on your mind. Your sleep schedule also was better for me. I slept better at night, and if you're thinking also about cutting someone out, you would definitely sleep better. I promise you that. I mean, maybe you would think about it for like a bit like, oh my god, did I do the right choice? But if in the moment you cut them, you genuinely felt like it was the right thing to do, then I promise you, even if you think about it for like 2 weeks, it's going to get better. Time always heals things. So yeah, peace, simple peace. Like, you don't, if this person was very, I mean, my friend was someone who talked a lot through text, to the point that I always had to be on my phone. Then you're less on your phone, you're less on screens, your eyes are more rested, you have peace, and you can do whatever you want. Honestly, I thought it was a good thing, because I don't really specifically like texting all the time, generally being on my phone all the time. I like to, put my phone aside and do other activities that doesn't require a screen. So this was definitely something that was, beneficial for me. And then what? You can have a better mental health. I definitely did, because as I said, you have this pressure coming out of the back, and you're generally feeling like everything's going to be okay. I'm gonna do the meme, the girl that thinks that everything's gonna be okay. Generally, like, you have this pressure coming off your back, coming off your mind, which means that better sleep, better mental health as well. Like, everything is linked. Like, it's just this one friend for me, and for you it could be anyone. If you are in the same situation as me, and you generally feel like your mind is at peace, at rest, or generally just not overthinking everything due to this one person or multiple individuals, because that also happened to be. And then I feel like this point is a little bit ish, but sometimes cutting someone out of your life can also have a better reputation for you. Like, you could genuinely have a better reputation if you cut this person out of your life. And I'm gonna tell you that for this friend, yeah, my reputation got so much better when I cut them out, because people started coming to me and telling me how bad this person was, and how this person was basically talking about people behind their backs, and how this person was always gossiping, and how things, when I was associated with them, people thought I was like them, which wasn't true. I wasn't gossiping about people. I wasn't talking I didn't actually know that this person was doing it. Like, sure, they were gossiping about certain things with me sometimes. They were talking about someone's back sometimes, but not as much as I thought, Like, that's when I started to realize that this friend was also hiding things from me, and hiding a lot of things that I was not aware of, and these people were associating me with these negative aspects. And that's when I started to realize that, cutting them out of my life was actually the really, really good thing to do. Because then people started coming my way, started generally talking to me and being like, oh, you're nothing like them. And I'd be like, no, we're two different people. We just so happen to, have a certain bond, a certain connection. We clicked in some ways, and then we didn't anymore, and that's okay, But yeah, this person definitely didn't take it well, maybe because I generally cut them out just like that. But I think sometimes the right thing to do is, like, blocking someone and not looking back, because if you go back, or if you don't block them, they come back, you start the same cycle again, and then you never end. It never ends, and then your mind is never at ease because of it. And you know, it would be very unfortunate because you have potential in this life to just move forward, and this is what we need. We need to move forward to this and not look back. Sometimes it's just the timing that tells you that this person should not be there anymore, and that is okay, because you're evolving while this person might very much not be. This person might very much be stuck in the past or stuck in the present but never looking towards the future when you are. And this is the moment, you know, this the universe, or if you believe in God, God is telling you to move forward and to leave this person behind. And if it means cutting them out of your life and even make it a little bit messy, it's definitely worth it. I mean, obviously there's very much different ways of doing it, which is not what this video is about. It's about making you happier and how it can actually make you happier. But if you want, I can also make a video about the processes of cutting someone out of your life. And if you have an experience that you have, and if you want to put them in the comments, honestly, I would love to. I do love some bit of gossip, I won't lie. Alright, thank you so much for this video. I hope it was, you know, insightful. I hope you liked my little story time. And yeah, if you want me to make, if you have any suggestions for, you know, videos that you want me to make, honestly, I don't mind. If you want me to go through the processes of how cutting someone out of your life without making toxic, obviously, I'm up for it. And as always, you can follow me on my TikTok, on my Instagram, and on this YouTube channel. Thank you. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.